Now it's okay. Anyone can come and you just know that this man is false. This man is not an apostle really. But anything goes now. The false prophets. To the extent that some of them, when I went to Zambia, remember we had this meeting on TV in Zambia? And you were there actually. You were there. And hey, you know, the Lord brought me there. And you know, it was live on TV and it was running. And what he had done, he said he was a prophet from, apostle prophet. What was he? Prophet. He was a prophet. At times they say both names anyway. So he came and he told the church how they should sow seeds and get more money and so on. But anyway, spend money to get more. But then he said, now I want to do deliverance service. So he brought small plastic cups with soil. And I don't know where that soil, what it was mixed with. You took it, you ate it, and you vomited almost your intestines. And that, he said, was deliverance happening now in church. He took some water. Let me tell you now what's happening in the church, that you know the church has been deceived. And I rebuked it live. But anyway, by the way, that conference ended. When I entered after the message I gave, the conference ended. Everybody just said, that's it. We will not be deceived. He gave some water. I don't know what they mixed in that water. When you drink it, you'll vomit until you almost vomit your liver. In Tanzania, I found also some pastors, because the Lord sent me there to rebuke them. Some pastors who say, you know what? Because I asked them, why is it that I'm seeing witch doctors at the altar? And he said, you know what? Some of us, we have two gifts. One as a pastor, and the other one I'm a witch doctor. So they do slaughter of animals, everything at the altar on Friday. And on Sunday, they're pastoring. If you thought that was bad enough, right now, there is a pastor, there's a man who has been writing to me from the US. He said, please, Dr. OWUOR, help me. These bishops of yours in Kenya, and he names them. So this one especially is a very bad one. Because I am the president of this group of companies, and I know those companies because it was such a big name. They opened up big farms, big what, everything, employment, built roads, schools, what, you know, fish farms, rice, a lot of production. But this bishop conned me of this amount of money. And when that bishop comes to the US, he always tells the people in the US that he controls the government. That if you want to do any business in Kenya, you have to do it through him. And so, I did not have time for it because I was preparing to come to you. But he continued revealing and sending me documents. All the issues, the amount of money they opened, the mining company, what, he ate it all. That is happening in the church. And I asked one question. You can steal, go ahead and steal the money and do the things you do. And you can con men, you can lie to men, that's all right. But how about facing the Lord? That's why I'm saying, this horseman is most dangerous. He is the one that brought the gospel of prosperity into the church. The gospel that forgot about holiness. To the extent that now everybody is saying, you know, come here, buy the oil, buy the water from Jordan, do this, get miracles here, everything. He brought a commercial gospel, a commercialized gospel in the church. He commercialized the church to the extent that in some countries they even write out of the banner before their church that for us we are about money. If you're not about money, don't even come. The deception he brought in the church brought the love of money and the peddlers of the love of money, of the gospel of prosperity. The love of money, the gospel of prosperity, the peddlers, the people that keep it running. That's why today you have some people who are known globally for funds raising in churches. If you want to fundraise in church, you have to invite them, but you have to agree. If I collect 50% is mine, 50 is yours. If you thought that was bad enough, this rider on the white horse has deceived the church to the extent that in Kenya also, it was also in Kenya, but in many countries, a widow, she's bereaved, a widow, to the extent that when widows come to a pastor and say, Pastor, you see, I've just lost my husband, please pray for me. Now, because I'm going to be alone, I want to make sure I'll be able to run everything okay in this home, in this family, and so on. And then they also release, they say, you know, then, no, of course the pastor will ask, how much did he leave you with? He left me with $7 million in the account, and we have a property in this side, this, we have land, his, a car this way, or bus service or whatever it is. Then that pastor will invite a false prophet and tell him that the name of the woman is Beatrice. She has $7 million. The bank is called Commercial Bank. Those are the things I found when the Lord sent me. Now, if you thought what you were hearing was bad enough, you can now hear more. I want you to understand that this horseman is most dangerous. I'm going to discuss the other two. Don't worry, but this one is bad. And they began to quickly tell, there's a woman here called Beatrice, you have so much amount in which bank, and the people think that the Lord has spoken to this prophet. That is the amount of deception that has entered the church, that the fear of the Lord does not even exist now. The effects of this horseman is more dangerous because guess what? Listen, yes, thank you, you're translating. Listen to this. Because he is bent on conquest. The Bible says, you are, again, he is the living stone. He is the living stone, rejected by men, and yet precious and chosen by the Lord. You also, like living stones, are being built into a spiritual house. So when he said that no stone will be left on another, it was spiritual. It was spiritual. That the deception would be so big on the church that she would be literally conquered, overtaken. And that's why many times I weep. I ask the Lord, if it's so urgent, why are those people not just saying, you know what, stop running around the world, just come here, we have a global TV, come and announce it from here. They cannot take it. They cannot take it. And yet it is urgent. The Lord is coming. But it's so hidden because, listen to what Luke even says it in the worst way. Luke says, for that matter, the church has been led astray, which means another path. In Isaiah chapter 35, verses 8 to